I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent, and I'm going to give you a quick, logical list as to why I'm voting Trump. Number one is freedom of speech. The Biden-Harris administration has been caught red-handed forcing social media sites to censor the American people, whether it's been COVID, the Hunter Biden laptop scandal, or pretty much anything else that goes against what they're doing, including anything positive about Trump. Freedom of speech is our First Amendment in the Constitution, and it's extremely important that we preserve that. Freedom of speech is allowing people to say things that you don't agree with. And if you study history, nations without freedom of speech tend to become totalitarian and authoritarian. When you have government telling you what fact is over professionals or journalists that are in the field, all Americans, regardless of party affiliation, should stand against that. Second on my list is inflation. Now, pretty much every middle class and lower class citizen knows that this is a huge problem for all of us right now. That's one of the biggest factors in what's destroying our economy. Prices are insanely high for everything, and our government continues to spend more money and print more money, causing more inflation. Now, Trump is running on a lot of different policies and ideas that I think are going to help the American people and our economy. Harris has been a VP in the current administration for the last almost 4 years. And not only does she not know how to answer questions to how we're going to correct this, but she consistently deflects by putting blame on Trump, which makes no sense. He hasn't been in office these last 4 years. Our current administration is making a lot of bad decisions that are affecting everyday American people. That ties into the next thing on my list. Peace and stopping these wars. Right now, our country is involved in wars we should not be a part of, nor should we be sending other countries money. When Trump was previously in office from 2016 to 2020, he didn't start new wars, nor did he get involved in any other wars. Not only is our current administration pro-war, but Harris is now endorsed by the Cheneys. Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney. These people have been revered as war criminals from all parties for the last 20 years. Dick Cheney was a part of the Bush administration and was the architect of the Iraq War and all the Middle Eastern wars that we got involved with that has killed millions of people, our own and other nations. And he's been a part of Halliburton, which profits off of war. Not only have these people endorsed Kamala Harris, but Kamala Harris is proudly doing rallies and speeches with Liz Cheney. There's no way that anybody who's knowledgeable about these things can flip it to make it seem that this is a good thing. Now, another thing that I really care about is the health of the American people, especially when it comes to the quality of our food, water, medicines, and even vaccines. Now, whether you're pro or anti-vaccine, the reality is that right now, there are so many unnecessary and excessive vaccines being pushed not only to adults, but also to babies and toddlers. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been an incredible patriot that has done a lot for the people and its health. I was originally going to vote for him for president. However, the Democratic Party completely screwed him over. But now he's a part of Trump's team and is going to be a big part of the administration, helping to make us healthy again. Now, one other divisive position that I do want to touch on is abortion. Personally, I'm a pro-choice person. I believe every woman should have the right to do with their body as they please. But my opinion on that is irrelevant. What I did want to explain is that there is this idea that Trump wants a national abortion ban, which is far from the truth. This is a complete lie being spread by corrupt mainstream media. When it comes to law, Trump is not against abortion. He's for the states making that decision. He has publicly stated he would not do a national abortion ban. With his current position and what he's done has allowed states to make that decision. So the people in these states vote on the abortion laws. So with that, if you want abortions, you and your state should be voting for that. So Trump is not trying to outlaw abortions. Now, aside from these policies, I also don't look at just an individual candidate. I look at the team. I really don't know anybody who has a specific role with the Kamala Harris administration. If she wins, who is she appointing? She has a lot of previous presidents doing rallies with her. Bill Clinton, Obama, and then a bunch of celebrities. As much as I can appreciate their art, really are disconnected from what everyday Americans are dealing with. But if she became president, who was contributing to anything of importance? If you look at Trump's current team, it's incredible. It doesn't even seem like a Republican party. You have Tulsi Gabbard, lifelong Democrat, veteran, lieutenant colonel, I believe, has been a logical, sound voice for years, the head of the DNC at one point, and she ran for president of the United States as a Democrat, completely destroying Kamala Harris in a debate years ago. She actually has an incredible book out that highlights why she left the Democratic Party and shed a lot of light into a lot of the corruption that she saw. She's now a part of Trump's team. Trump also has Elon Musk, one of the most brilliant and accomplished entrepreneurs, engineers, creators of all time. Elon Musk saw all the censorship issues we were having, and he purchased Twitter where he knew he'd lose money on it, but he did it to preserve freedom of speech and for the American people to actually have a platform where we do not have to deal with censorship. A part of all that, he's going to be a part of the administration for the Department of Government Efficiency, essentially auditing the government and cutting down expenses. No matter what party you've been affiliated with, most sensible or knowledgeable American people know that our government has been inflated with corruption, including money that has been lost and can't be found. This new department is going to help make our government become more efficient. And on top of that, he now has Ron Paul who's going to be working with him. Ron Paul is a true American patriot who has done so much work for the American people for the last many decades. He's extremely knowledgeable, has a great record, and does care about the future of our country. Trump also has Vivek Ramaswamy. This guy is amazing. When you hear him speak, he's so articulate, very detailed, and very sensible. And the list goes on. But these people are some of my favorite individuals that are working for the people. And as you can see, this is a true mixture of a melting pot from different political parties. And then you have J.D. Vance, who I personally wasn't really familiar with before him being announced as a VP pick. But he's been doing a lot of long-form interviews and podcasts, as has everybody else on the team that I just mentioned. And now I see clearly why J.D. Vance has been a good pick. The beautiful thing about this team is that they are doing an insane amount of rallies, interviews with people that oppose them, people that are on the same mindset of them, and they don't shy away from being asked hard questions. You don't see that in the Kamala campaign. Unfortunately, most people that still consume legacy media, old mainstream media, TV news, those people are getting very one-sided, misinformed information. I'm making this video to highlight the things that I find the most important to me. And if you question any of these things, please go look it up. Do your research outside of MSNBC, ABC, and news stations that have been proven to be misleading. There are multiple Donald Trump clips that get taken out of context and are inflated to be some way bigger ordeal. But then when you actually go watch the full interview or the full rally, or even just several minutes more of whatever it is that the mainstream media is showing you, you understand that a lot of what they're painting him to be, or a lot of the things they're saying he said, are actually not true. It's actually pretty disturbing and should be alarming to all Americans. Now, to be clear, I don't agree with everything Trump says or does, nor do I think he's the most articulate or mindful person when talking. But when he speaks, you know that he's being sincere, he's not rehearsed, he isn't a phony. And those things that I disagree with are nowhere near as important as what really matters to the people, the policies, the decisions that are going to be made that actually affect us day to day. Now, like I said in the beginning, I'm independent. I don't align myself to any party. I support whoever I think is the best for the position, including the team of people they surround themselves with. Now, most people don't understand this, but we are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. And there's a reason why our nation has existed for as long as it has. It's important that we preserve our constitutional republic. And in this election, I only see one logical choice, and that is voting for Trump.